This is John Ashworth, otherwise known as the Fitness Nomad and the Fitness Pro Blogger. Got my soccer ball with me tonight here at the Nomad News Desk. The World Cup is going on. You may or may not be aware, way back when I was an All-American soccer player and spent the first, 17 years of my life playing soccer. And every time the World Cup comes back, I'm enthused. I can feel the excitement. I wish I was there. Jealous of another client who's on his way there now, and I'll be taking that up with him when he gets back, that he didn't take me with him, but that's another story. Clients to train here, things to do. I wish I had more time for these updates because there's so much great stuff that comes across this desk, the Nomad News Desk, throughout the day. But I'm so busy with clients right now and all the other things that I have going on, it's difficult for me to get these reports out. So once a week, I'm committed, at least once a week, to bringing you a top-notch report from the Nomad News Desk. Today, or in general too, I'm always updating that news feed down below this video. So check back on a daily basis at that news feed and see what's there. And as always, I ask that you click a link, a Google AdWord now and then, to help support the site. There's a theme today, and it started this morning, and I didn't realize it until this evening. Conversation with one of our clients in semi-private training. This evening I was putting together a podcast for the John Ashworth blog titled An Evening at the Studio. But there was some golden material that came out of a conversation that I had with one of our middle-aged women of a certain age, as she put it. And it's actually part of the theme that started to emerge this morning that I referred to earlier. And here it is. First of all, your body transformation, your health in general, is really about you building and maintaining your most precious assets in life. And I really believe this to be true. Your muscles and your bone. The two most precious assets in your life. Most people, the majority of Americans in particular, are not doing enough to maintain those precious assets. So, recent study, this came out of the National Institutes of Health. They recently analyzed data collected from 44,000 women in the Nurses' Health Study over a 16-year period and asked if abdominal obesity affected their death rates from heart disease and cancer. And guess what? It did. But the interesting thing is that even if these women were at their ideal body weight, waist circumference of 35 inches, women with a waist circumference of 35 inches were twice as likely to die from heart disease and cancer than women with a waist circumference of 28 inches. So, I'm sure you're asking the question now, how could that happen if they're at an ideal weight? And here's the point. The weight on the scale, I've told you many times before, I've reported on this many times before, throw your scale out, start measuring your body composition and your body fat on a regular basis. Because guess what? Starting in your mid-30s, you're losing 1% of bone mass and muscle mass every year. So, what does that do? That helps you maintain a normal weight on the scale. If you don't have as much muscle mass, that muscle's heavy. Your weight on the scale is going to go down. But if your waist circumference is creeping out away from you, you're in big trouble. Twice as likely to die from heart disease and cancer. And my bet, the good money, is on the fact that it's not just women that this is true for, but men, and it just so happens that this study was on. Please take my advice. Start building muscle today. The last point I want to make, and I want you to look for this podcast on the John Ashworth blog, were Judy's comments tonight about how big of a difference this program has made for her in her life and how great it is. She said she feels really smug about it, that she can actually eat and get results. She's dropping weight, her body fat is coming down, she looks fantastic already, she's getting quick results, her energy levels have improved, and guess what? She's eating more food than she was eating before. So many women in this critical age group, women I would say aged from 45 to 60, are trying to maintain their weight by starving themselves. Eating less is not the way to weighing less. And in fact, it's the way to driving yourself crazy. So, if you are tired of trying the same things over and over and over again, make sure that you make some changes. Because you know what the definition of insanity is, right? Doing the same things over and over again and expecting different results. One more story, I just thought of it, and it's along the lines of the same theme. Stay with me here, I'm almost finished. Young woman came in tonight, it's part of her Kickstart program here at the studio. It was nutrition night to talk about her metabolic test and to talk nutrition. And she told me the story of her work at Healthy Inspirations. I'm not afraid to use these companies' names because I think what they're doing, Healthy Inspirations, LA Weight Loss, is a complete and total disservice to our culture. And I'm not afraid to go public right here at the Nomad News Desk on that topic. And here's why. You know what they do there? In order to help you lose weight, they cut calories, and they cut them way back. And they don't measure your metabolic rate. They make a given calculation. They take given formulas to calculate your metabolic rate. So guess what? In her case, we measured her metabolic rate. She needs 2,002 calories per day at rest. Now, that number is a little bit higher when we take the calculations of activities of daily living, exercise into effect. She probably needs 2,200 calories a day. Guess what Healthy Inspirations had her at? 1,200 calories a day. That's almost a 50% decrease in calories as a means of losing weight. It doesn't work that way. It'll work that way on that scale that, remember, I told you to throw out, but it does not work. In the long run, you're losing muscle. And in the long run, what did we start with? This report. You lose muscle, you can maintain a normal weight on the scale, but without that muscle mass, that belly is bulging. And once it bulges, for you women out there, to more than 35 inches, you're twice as likely to die from heart disease or cancer. This is John Ashworth, the Fitness Nomad from the Nomad News Desk. Take care, everybody, and I look forward to your comments.